Yo, what's going on, everybody? It looks like we are on that FUD train again, where this time Bitcoin's an existential threat to everything, right? Right? It's always the threat. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What's going on out there? I see Kunda Bits in there with the LFG. Yep. I was setting something up here. Got something really cool in the workings. Kunda Bits, you might be interested in seeing what we got going on here in the family mine. We got some big news. Huge news. It's huge, guys. It's huge. And to sit there and talk about and do a little brief walkthrough on all of this. Oh yeah, I said it. Walkthrough. We are going to be looking at the family mine. Something that we just got done today. And to show it all off, we got my business partner, my best friend, Crypto Mikkel. Let's see here. Switch over to it, and here he is, my home doge here. Yo, what's going on, my man?
What is up, my dude? What is up? Hello, all you happy people out there. Hope you're all doing well and fantastic.
Kunda Bits is like, show me!
Show me the money.
Right. So you are at an undisclosed location, right?
Yeah, I am.
Ooh. That's
Proof of
what's...
undisclosed location.
Oh, gosh. We have desks and chairs. I feel like an official company. Yo! And that's Fluxtastic. Yo.
360.
Right. So this is the man behind the scenes that has been basically running the mining facility until I get down there, officially move down there. Not that I'm going to travel down there all the time. Once I officially move down there, then we'll be splitting the workload up between the both of us. But as for right now, he is the man that runs the mofo show.
Fuck you guys. I can't see the chat, so what's up, everybody in the chat?
So we got hello. We got a Kunda Bits, hello Fudweiser, and we got Crypto Craig sliding on in here. Kunda Bits going, Mikkel's the man. Oh yeah. So
I appreciate it.
This is the man who helps me behind the scenes. I wouldn't know what to do without this guy. I'm just saying.
It's just a busy worker bee.
Hells yeah. So, what happened today over there at the facility? I'm not even there. I mean, I can only take your word of what's happening, but these people don't even know. So
No,
what
they
happened? What happened today?
Man, had to move a bunch of furniture, which is kind of why we have an extra desk now. So that is like.
It'll let you switch over.
Swiftly swap it. Yeah, if I can swiftly swap it. There we go. So we got a new, really big desk. Basically gonna have podcasts here. We have two sides. We got a nice rig sitting right in the middle. Of course, main office where we normally are, or where I normally am. Which now I don't have to leave this window open, which normally we did. Got a new little bar coming over there. Doge more coffee. If you're here, we need some coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't delay, brew today.
Right, now where all the magic happens, right?
Oh, this is gonna be
Let's see
amazing
if I
right
can-
here.
Sorry if I give you all a headache real fast. Alright. Here we go, guys. Well, sorry. I will go as far as I can first. So
So what he's showing off there is so that was a wall there at one point in time. Oh, we have expended.
Yeah, we are in the second spot now.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff had to get like redone. Hopefully I don't lose my battery.
So eventually we'll be poking holes through the wall to his left, and putting in some fans right in there. So we'll be poking holes, getting some circulation going on in here.
I have a wall, a false wall right about here, on the edge of these lights. That's kind of where the plan is. You'll have these racks. They were moved over here, and we had to remove them because there was a big machine that had to get taken out. And
so that was all from the landlord. So just in case for everybody that needs to know. So this is the family mine. Yo!
Quite literally, where you can see this outline of like.
Yo, what up, Red Panda? I'm dropping in the FA.
That's right, man. So we're basically gonna re-put in that square, right? The racks will be right here. I'll have a false wall going that way. You'll have two fans right there. That basically just pull all the heat right out of this box that I will be creating. Cool side will be over here. Pull air in and then out the wall. And then of course, we're not done.
It keeps going, guys. It keeps going and going and going. Hey! Oh, look at that.
This is the rest of the place, guys. So here's the rest of these. Literally, there was machines like all down here, all the way down, and they all had to get removed. And it was
Red Panda's like, when do I send all of my rigs?
Yeah, so there's all of our electric. That's kind of already. Most of it's already kind of plumbed out, yeah. Of course, and then we'll be adding more into what we already currently have right here.
Yo!
Yeah. Tomorrow, all of these racks will get brought forward.
Sweet.
That way, they'll be in the hot and cold aisles. Got a big AC unit that I'm not going to use.
We will never turn that on for ourselves.
Yeah. It's kind of the situation, guys.
Right.
And of course, the OG facility over there. Our 3-phase comes in right there. So soon.
Yep.
Now that the machine and the transformer they had for the forklift and this gigantic ass machine. Now that's gone. 3-phase is now open, and we'll be pumping in I think it's a 400 amp panel right here for 3-phase, and that'll fill up easily this room and send it there as well.
Oh yeah, we got enough. We have enough power here, guys, to completely.
You take a potty and got a second potty, man. Now we can both take a poop at the same time.
Hey, does that one have a fan in it? Hey, that one has a fan.
I'm pooping in this one.
We're gonna do grumpy back there, man, because the other one, the front bathroom, is a really small little shoebox closet, and if you no fan in there, so no grumpies over there.
Guys, I can't make show you.
Oh yeah, people, everybody, start drooling.
Can't show y'all too much.
Oh.
There's a whole other facility over there, guys.
Yo, we can
expand a whole other
facility
right over there.
We can expand further, guys. There's so much building.
I think from what I've understood, we have a megawatt of power here. Like the entire building.
Oh, you heard it here, guys. We have a full megawatt. Yo!
It's been a long time coming, guys. Really been
Oh God,
been grinding my gear for the past week.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know that's what happens when you're in a warehouse. But look at all the server cases.
My biggest fans.
Yeah, we got big fans there, and we got all the server cases to his left there. So if you guys are needing server cases, we have you. We got you.
We'll rent them to you, or you can rent them from us, or you can just buy them.
Right.
Whichever you want to do. Yeah, that's it from me, man. So.
Yo, so yeah, that is like some huge news. I'm like super excited over this. This has been, God, like 3 years in the making to get where we're at now. We set forth the idea 3 years ago to set up a mining facility between the two of us, and 3 years later, a bunch of failures, a bunch of setbacks, things to learn, and here we are. We're gonna make some more mistakes. It's bound to happen. We're human, and this is the first time we're doing something like this, so we don't know everything. But I think we're at a point where we can just deal with everything that comes at us from this point forth.
Yep. I agree.
Crypto Crag is like, F to the A, boys. Mine and Hodl's like, oh, snaps. Jason, the Tiger Osborne's like, oh, Nemesis took down the power grid. Oh, yeah, me and Mikkel. Oh, yeah. Red Panda's like 1 megawatt. F-A.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, so this is huge news, guys. I hope everybody is like getting excited to send your rigs down to us to have us host your stuff. We'll be making freaking videos, and you'll be able to be like, oh, there's my rig. That one's mine. You'll be able to show all of your friends where your rig is specifically sitting on the shelf, dude. Because we'll tell you which one's yours specifically. This way, whenever we pan past it, you can point it out.
That's right.
It's like Mine and Hodl, new release, crypto miner shuts down entire state of Oklahoma. I want all the megawatts.
That would definitely not happen because what most people don't know is that there are multiple farms here.
Yeah.
There are farms already here. Multiples.
Yeah. We won't be the first.
I know of 4, like, personally.
Right. You kind of stumbled across one of them, just because you're taking care of your newborn.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
It's like Oklahoma, home of the Bitcoin. It is now for us.
Oklahomies here.
Right. Fucking the family mine has mined over 10% of a Bitcoin so far.
Dang.
Yeah. since I loaded all of my gear down there. We've done over 10% of a Bitcoin. I'm not gonna say specifically, but we've done over 10%.
Mind the fucking dip.
Hells yeah.
Heck yeah, so I'm not gonna hijack and end the show much longer. My phone's on like 5%, and I gotta make the drive home. Because I gotta come back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day.
Oh yeah, this is where the fun begins. I wish I wish we would have planned it out a little bit better, and I could have been down there now.
I wish plans would have planned out better.
Like, yeah, because like I wanted to be there when this happened.
This was supposed to happen like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna sit there. I'm coming down there in 2 weeks. So the 19th, I will be flying down there, guys, of October, staying there for a whole week. So we're gonna see some collab videos between me and my home dojo over here.
Yeah.
Budweiser's like looking forward to seeing that place build up. So are we. Because, like, we need desperately to get profits into this building like you just don't even understand.
Yeah.
We need to pull a profit. As soon as we do that, my stress level is through the roof right now. Because I'm just like watching all of my crypto fly out the door right now. And nothing really coming back. So, the faster we start getting all of you awesome hashers into the facility, the better I will be with stress level wise. And I know Mikkel will be a lot less stressed too once he knows that I'm not freaking the fuck out over here. That'll be one less thing on his plate.
Do be facts. I'm just ready to get it all set up because that's the most nightmare is just getting all this stuff situated and like planned out. I like to have plans for things. I'm pretty organized.
Keep chit chatting for a second. I've got to use the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, you good? Yeah. So I mean, if most of y'all know me, I like things being planned out. I'm pretty well organized in the sense of mass chaos sometimes because I got kids. So this has like been really like this because this should have been done like a long time ago. But it's been like one delay after the other. First, state, then it was finding the right spot, then adding the power, and the electric company being a piece of shit. And then that's been resolved and getting better. So yeah, sadly, all of the stuff that should be done is not done, and yeah, been wild, that's for sure. I'm just glad that it's up. Now I got the rest of the stuff just to kind of set up and get done with.
Hells yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah.
So we expect to see a whole lot more videos coming out of this place. Check out Crypto Mikkel's channel here too. He does do videos from the facility also, guys. Give him a little bit of love if you haven't checked him out. And all of that good stuff. So, yeah, thank you very much for popping on for a little bit. I know you want to get home to the chitlins and stuff like that, so I won't hold you up any further. Let you go home, take care of the kiddos. Tell Michelle that I say hey.
Will do. Give me some food, relax, and then do it all again tomorrow.
Hell yeah, man. The grind is real. So thank you so much, my man, for being here.
Thanks for letting me come on and give you some updates and give your community updates. So we'll see y'all next time, guys. Much love. Peace out. Keep the hash rates up and watch down low. Stay savage, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of your evening with Nim.
Yo.
Peace.
Let's see here and. Yo, what's up? So, let me get up out of the Discord section here. So, yeah, thank you very much, Mikkel, for all of that. You rock, my dude. Hell yeah, it was super FA. So, Panda, when I said I can accommodate, bro, I could accommodate. So yeah, that we have the facility, proof of facility here. We just took control of the second half of the building just today. So they took down that little intermediate wall between the two halves. I got the down payment on this, all that good stuff. So yeah, everything is. I just got to get through the very beginning rough patch of this, where I know I'm just going to absolutely bleed money. So hopefully it doesn't bleed me too bad, and we can start making profit here soon, and I can start or at least get the company to the point where it's self-sustaining. That's really what I want to get to, a point where I'm not stressing out about it. Everything is just getting paid off. I can care less about profitability right now, right? I've got my hustle around here, and then my wife's still working. She's a nurse. So we are set pretty good. I'm hoping we are set into a good position where I can kind of weather the storm a little bit. So hopefully this doesn't financially ruin me. But with Bitcoin on the rise, it helps me out knowing that if Bitcoin gets over that $20,000 per Bizity Bitcoin, guys, I will feel a whole lot better. So, I mean, like, yeah. So, I mean, like, once we get like a better, stronger Bitcoin, I can really like breathe nice and easy. So, if you guys got any questions about the facility, certainly ask away now. Otherwise, if you think about any kind of questions at the facility later on, after the video is over, certainly drop comments in down below. I respond to all of my things unless YouTube suppresses your chat. You know, it's like, unless they suppress something, I try to answer everything. But thank you everybody for enjoying that one. This kind of gives you guys an idea of what's going on moving forward. If you guys need help advertising, you know I'm there to help. For sure, Red Panda, for sure. I will keep that in mind, my dude. I will definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, the faster we can fill this place out, the better everything's gonna be. And then I can, if I fill out this half of the building fast, I can go take over the rest of the building. That's kind of my goal, is to take over the rest of the building before our landlord rents it all out. So yeah, we're gonna start getting in the people that have paid for Patreon in the VIP members section. You guys are going to be the first ones to be allowed in. So Kundabits, you're going to be one of the first people to come in. One of them, not the first. We've already got the first customers' stuffs in, and it's just sitting off to the side. Next to some of those server cases was actually customer server cases. So it's just one customer, but Kundabit's like, yo, and that's what I'm talking about. Definitely, once we get basically what I'm trying to do first is we got to get the racks, get that side of the building kind of set up initially, and then once it's all set up for its initial portion of it, and I get the first customer's rigs up and rolling, and I know everything's going good, I will get a hold of you, Kundabits, and the rest of the list that is from DCA Adventure side of the Patreon. So all of the Patreon members, as soon as we get to a point where we got all the racks and everything set up the way we need it, it is green light for the Patreon members. So we are coming down to D-Day, guys. So if you really want to get in on there, you got to get into the pseudo hasher tier and the Patreon link down below if you want early access. I'm just saying. And it does come with some perks. There's one perk, but once we open it up officially to the public, the perk ends. This is an early, like a pre-order perk. I'm just saying. Oh, you know it, Jason, dude. Like, that is no joke. So the What's Mine or M+30, the M30 plus pluses, those things are screamers. Like, if Mikkel is on his cell phone, which doesn't have noise canceling, and he walks past the What's Miners, they have a particular whistle that picks up into my headset, and woo, it's like nails on a chalkboard, like that perfect pitch. Wow. So, oh yeah, we will be mandatory ear protection in there. 110%. You mandatory. So I will be, whenever I fly down there, I'm flying down there with my gun range head muffs, and then with the gun range muffs, and then I'm gonna have my earbuds in my ear. Hopefully, well, shoot, I'm gonna have to grab my wired set. Probably, I probably have to take these down if I'm gonna be down there and I'm just like listening to some music. Then this is fine. But the moment I try to go live at all, yeah. So we'll have to see how this is gonna work out. I know that it is pretty loud in there, and it's only gonna get worse. Once we get to a point where we've got computers set up there and we can stream right from the facility itself, we'll be able to scale up our mic quality. What I mean by that is we'll be able to have much better mics that have the noise cancellation and built in and all that good stuff. And then we'll be able to do it with NVIDIA Broadcast, and take advantage of noise cancellation, and you won't even hear the fans when we walk past it. You'll only hear our voices. So yeah, it'll be awesome. So definitely smash that Lizzie like button for my home doge Mikkel for doing a walkthrough, guys, and drop FAs in the chat, because man, the Family Mine LLC is rated F for fucking awesome. Must hear fans laugh. It's like, Nemesis, you should build a full blown YouTube studio in the mine. Oh yeah, I will. We're gonna do podcasts in the mine, dude. So that's in the pipe work. But I've got to get the facility to the point where me and my wife can go move down there permanently, change our residence down there. If I could do it before the first of the year, that would be amazing. But I doubt it. But yeah, might be next summer. I might be moving out there. So we'll have to see. We'll see how things are boiling out. And go Bitcoin, go! Bitcoin's just wants to get up to 20,000 for me. Please keep going, buddy. You're helping me. So yeah. So let's dig into today's news. Let's get into all of this stuff. So Wednesdays, like I've been trying to do, which is keeping the kind of doing like the market macros and stuff like that. What that does for you guys, it helps you understand where the fluctuation of all of you, any kind of an investment you might get into, whether it's stocks, bonds, property, or any type of crypto. All assets are all correlated together. People like to sit there and say Bitcoin is an uncorrelated asset. That is so far from the truth. Until it gets utilized as currency worldwide, no, we're not gonna. It's gonna be tied to all other asset classes, because as dollars become cheap, people sell expensive assets for cheap dollars, and then when the dollar becomes strong, they buy cheap assets with their strong dollars, and they start working their way up that scale. So with the market, with the way that the Fed's doing interest rates, people are now pulling off of assets and going into the cheap dollars before the explosion of demand on the dollar really kicks off. So that's where I think a lot of the market movement has gone into. You've seen a lot of investors just kind of consolidating what they have into dollars, whether it's euros, yuan, U.S. dollars, whatever local currency they have, they're pulling out into their local currency right now, which I think is a foolish move for a lot of these people, because they basically have a few choices here. They can run the interest rates real hot and crash the market out, and which by default that's going to make your dollars worth more than the assets if you crash the market. So, but they're trying to put a high demand on those dollars. But unfortunately, in order for this to happen, you're going to wipe out the bottom class of people. People who are without any savings. People who are living paycheck to paycheck are going to get annihilated in this. So we're seeing a lot of different market movements going forward with everything, and the bigger players are basically signaling that the assets might be expensive right now comparative to dollars, but it's looking like the confidence behind the market has dwindled away, guys. So I think a lot of your bigger players are looking at the dollars as is the safe bet right now, until the interest rates get normalized, until the Fed figures out what they're doing with the interest rates long term. If they sit there and do another one, they're not going to do another. I don't think they're doing another hike this year. I think they're going to wait until next year, if they even do it, because basically they keep on inching up the interest rates, and it's going to take out the economy. Because once the first domino gets pushed over, it's not like they can sit there and get in front of the dominoes and stop it. It's going to be like a fire sale. Once they push it too far. There's already economists, fund managers, and stuff like that going, you guys better stop raising the interest rates here. The market is not going to take this, because you have to pass it down. They have to pass those interest rate charges that they're getting for their loans off onto the customers. So if they do that too hot and heavy, it's gonna raise the prices up to the point where it's not gonna be sustainable, and you're gonna have runaway prices. You're gonna see the government sitting there blaming all the asset people that, oh, this is all your fault for market manipulation, when what it really is that we have a runaway inflation with an exorbitantly high interest rate. And then they're probably going to sit there and try to cool the market off by doing more quantitative easing. And they're sitting there trying to do this while saying that the economy is still strong and robust. They're going to sit there, if they do another interest rate hike, what I'm thinking is going to happen is that it's going to crash the market. And they're going to respond by doing quantitative easing. They're going to bring the interest rates back down to near zero. And it's going to be too late. I'm telling you that right now, it will be too late. So people who have positioned themselves with Bitcoin, with gold and silver, are going to be sitting in great positions. People who have land. This is also why some of the reasons why you're seeing billionaires like, Elon Musk's buying property. You've got BlackRock buying properties. It's like you just see all of these people buying properties. All of these billionaires. You could just sit there and take a dart at a billionaire list and then just throw it, and that person's buying big amounts of property. We have some that are buying out farmland. Why? Because if we go into an oil crisis or any kind of a fertilizer crisis of any sort, because of the industrialization of agriculture, we're going to see food prices go skyrocketing. People, they've been priming the market, with World Economic Forum, you'll eat bugs and be happy. Well, what if, put it out there, you're looking at a 1 pound of ground beef, and that's $500. Are you going to spend $500 on ground beef or go into your backyard and dig up bugs? because that's going to be what people are going to look at. They're going to start foraging in the woods, and a lot of people are not equipped to really deal with that if they allow runaway inflation, because people at the bottom are the ones that are going to be impacted first, and then it spikes right through the chain. Yo, what up, Crypto Nico? And this all coming around all at the same time, as you're seeing different powerhouses currency starting to crumble and have issues, right? Here goes along with the title and the thumbnail, you know. So as the pound crumbles, a third of UK citizens now own cryptocurrency, guys. Yep. So we're gonna see first world countries turn into third world countries here shortly. I think there may be something I'm missing in the macro environment, but I think we are heading towards the black hole. I think we're past the event horizon. I think that they are now doing knee-jerk reactions, trying to hope to God that they could put this inflation genie back in the bottle. I think it's way past the point of no return for them. You're now seeing first world countries starting to look at Bitcoin the same way third world countries like Africa are utilizing Bitcoin. You're going to see citizens of each country that their currency crumbles in. They're going to be flocking towards this Bitcoin that they brushed off 10 years ago as being, oh, that's that internet funny money. It's internet funny money until you need it. Until you need something that isn't being inflated away by your local government. Every government out there in the world is doing this all at the same time. Some just faster than others. And I think we're going to be seeing this, you know, this is going to push further into the, you know, this little Great Reset bullshit that the World Economic Forum guy, Carl Schwab, was talking about in his book. But with over a third of British people now owning some form of cryptocurrency, 41% of the men that were surveyed and 27% of the women having invested into the industry in some way, shape, or form. So according to the recent reports from Voucher Codes, which founded that 34% of UK citizens held some form of digital assets. The most popular coins amongst the British buyers, thank God, Bitcoin's 20%, thank God, 8% to Ethereum, 6% Doge, 5% Litecoin, and 3% Chainlink. Wow, I would never thought that. So we could see that, you know, we're, you know, in certain areas we're going to start seeing as cryptocurrency adoption starts to take off, as these countries start tanking their currencies. This is going to drive more people into cryptocurrency, which is, you know, going to put more supply demand down onto the market, which is going to increase in price. So it's just a matter of how bad does it have to get before people open up their eyes and come over to where, you know, you get freedom of money, hard sound money. The only thing that's more sound than Bitcoin would be gold. I mean, let's just be real. You know, gold's God's money. Bitcoin's the people's money, right? So, I mean, and then there was this little thing right here of the survey that they were doing. So, doesn't understand it, 40%. That'll change. Says it's not regulated. So they don't want to touch it because it's not regulated. Well, when they realize that the regulated currency just took a shit, this 37% will go into this 40% that doesn't understand it. I would rather sit there and see people who do not understand it and then are forced into learning what it is to save themselves. But just remember, there are winners and losers that come out of every economic downturn. There are people who get wiped out. There are millionaires and billionaires that will get wiped out during this. There will be the poorest of the poor people who become millionaires overnight, right? It just depends on who took the chance on trying to utilize new technology. 32% of people say they need to do thorough research. In other words, they know a little bit about it. They know the basic buzzwords, but until they do the research, they're not going to do any investing into the market. I respect these people for saying that. 32% are unaware of the risks in investing into crypto and would not do it whatsoever. These 32% of the people during the next economic downturn will be some of the poorest people on the planet. These people will get wiped out unless they're in gold or land, because those are going to be your two other asset classes that are going to have any kind of value, right? Because let's be honest, stocks is a manipulated market invented by corporations in conjunction with government regulation. So when the market takes a shit, the stock market gets wiped. It will get wiped. This was what happened in 1929. The market got tanked. People got wiped. And these are the same people that are, that would not invest in it whatsoever. 24% thinks it's too dangerous. Here's another 24% of people who will get wiped out if they are not holding on to land and gold. Are aware of the risks and would not invest at all. This is where I sit there and say, if you're not in the gold and land, have fun staying poor. I don't care how rich any of these people in this category are. If they don't have land and gold, have fun staying poor. You are about to get wiped out because we're already in a recession. I don't care if the government wants to sit there and try to reinvent the definitions of words. We are in a recession. And with them increasing interest rates, making the dollars more expensive, on top of like the British pound taking a nosedive, this is going to make it harder for British people to get petrol, get some gasoline into cars out there in the UK. On top of that, just to top this all off, just the other day, the Nord Stream 2 Nord Stream 1 pipeline blew up. So guess what? Majority of the British natural gas actually came from Nord Stream 1. And the U.S. Navy was doing exercises near where that pipeline was in the ocean. And Biden did say if Russia goes and invades the Ukraine, that the pipeline would be shut down. Well, it didn't just shut down. There was 2 separate explosions that went off. So now there's a kilometer wide gap in the pipeline. Now they had to shut the pipeline off because there's no other, they've got to shut it off. Otherwise they got a gas leak in the middle of the ocean that was 1 kilometer wide, and posing a risk to boats, going over water that's been disrupted like that. It could potentially give certain boats a hard time and possibly sink them because you disrupt the buoyancy of what the water is by breaking it up with bubbles. There's that possibility. But either way, this was one of the bargaining chips that Putin had to Europe, which was, you're going to play ball with me, otherwise you get no gas. Well, now There's areas that are going to have no gas now. And this Nord Stream 1 pipeline actually helped feed the UK. Now, they can sit there and redirect. They've got other pipelines that are up. So I'm not sure how much this is going to... I think this is more going to set them back. But it seems like you have this happening right at the same time, which this will cause prices to increase into the UK, right? So with this explosion of gas, now natural gas, so people heating their homes going into the winter months is going to be exponentially more expensive. So how many, and on top of that, the UK has been doing just printing money just as fast as any other country. This is disastrous. This is like a grenade that you just pulled a pin and you're holding onto the handle, hoping that your hand could hold it back. Because if you let the handle go, the grenade goes off, right? I think a lot of these countries, they're trying to blindside their people of their country that they're broke, they're overextended on their loans, and if the United States comes in and says, "Oh, we'll give you gas," the United States will be able to damn near ask any price, and they're basically gonna give them a loan, and they're almost going to own a country. It's almost going to be like the United States is going to buy a country because of energy crisis. I'm just saying. It's like Kundabits. They are playing that game of Nord Stream right now in my backyard. I've declared peace in the world. Oh no, that's too funny. So. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting on how this is going to play out in the bigger picture of things. I think some of this stuff will be good for the price of Bitcoin as long as you were holding before the price shoots up. So, boys and girls, I hope you got your one ticket, because I think Busy Bitcoin is sitting on the launch pad. And I think the wick is primed. We're not lit, but I think the wick is primed. So, in the good old Trump days, he wanted to buy Greenland, a part of Denmark. Yeah. The United States has always been like, we want to control assets. Valuable assets. Land, people can care, the governments can care less about land. The land, they don't care about. It's what's underneath the ground is what they care about. What kind of resource is it? A resource-rich area. If it's resource-rich, government will help at a cost. If it's not resource-rich, the government or whatever government decides to help out is going to push to try to own that country. I think we are at that point where we're going to be seeing consolidations of governments here. Exactly, Kundabits. Greenland and Iceland have a lot of resources, and it's not too far away from the United States to go hopscotch back and forth to, right? Which makes getting those resources out of the ground and bringing them back here real easy. And some of that has to do with the geothermal activity that happens right there. I mean, there's a lot of volcanoes right there. Volcanic activity usually brings up a lot of resource-rich minerals. So, yeah. Yes. And I agree with that, Kundabits. I don't think that just because you can get your hands on land that you should go destroy somebody else's country because of it. It's like, if you want resource rich, Alaska has a lot of resources. It has the second largest oil depository, the deposit in the world is in Alaska. But in order to do that, you've got to you've got to start drilling for oil in the heart of some like wildlife area. Like it's like really hard to get out to, where you can actually go tap in. And nobody's going to approve of them pulling a pipeline through the forestry. Yeah, so that's going to be dead in the water. So I hope that Greenland, Iceland, Denmark never surrenders any of their land up to another country, because another country is not going to care if it gets strip mined, because it's not in their backyard. At the end of the day, that's all that matters to a lot of these governments. Oh, that's just an island. It's not our mainland. We're good to go. Approved, you know. And then we also have ECB president Christina Lagarde warns cryptocurrencies can hinder the role of central banks. That's what's up, guys. So, the central bank, the European Central Bank, Lagarde warns cryptocurrencies can hinder the role of central banks, guys. She hates cryptocurrencies. She has been a proponent against cryptocurrencies since day one. But she's not. Here's a funny one. She is not afraid of having a central bank digital token built upon the Ethereum blockchain. So she might be hindered in the role, but she's directing that towards that busy Bitcoin. I will 100% guarantee you that she is trying desperately on the backside to stop people in Europe from touching Bitcoin. Why, you might ask? Why would she want to why would she want to sit there and stop people from utilizing Bitcoin, right? Let's think about it. It's competition. That's what it is, plain and simple. It's just straight competition. So she's probably a proponent in Europe to trying to get she's probably going to go at it a few different ways. She's either going to try to regulate it to death, which she'll find out that it won't work too well, because there are a lot of investors with big pockets that are into it, and some of these people have explicitly invested into the exchanges that operate in Europe. So with that being said, I don't think she's going to be able to take a frontal attack to it like that. Then she's going to try to get it out of the country, period, by banning the mining aspect of it, like China. China, ban it, right? Who cares? People just mine it privately in their own home, like most people already do. I mean, if people are going to mine it, they're going to mine it. If they're not, they're not. If they have chosen that they're going to mine it, and they're like, oh, you can't run a big business doing this anymore, it's just going to push them underground. That's fine. That's the robustness of cryptocurrency mining, is the fact that it can go underground and circumvent what these central bank people are trying to do. But thank God these central bank people are also still the same people that are not driving legislation. But I guarantee you that she is using funds from somewhere to lobby for the change of legislation in Europe. I think that once they destroy their currency the rest of the way, because their currency is one of them that are starting to tank. She's like, oh, there's no inflation. Well, the inflation genie is out of the bottle and running rampant. Germany is about to have it where, you know, the green agenda is so big in Germany right now that they don't have enough gas to come in now to take care of the people. There are people who are going to be cutting down trees just to stay warm this winter. At what point in time will the citizens understand that the government screwed them and sold them out to the corporations. And not your normal corporations in which people see on a day-to-day basis. We're talking about the central bank corporations, the central bank mafia. We're talking about, let's see here. So yeah, you got the central bank mafia. You got the industrial military complex. You got the industrial medical complex. Those three areas will dictate the world until the people understand that their government sold them out to those three areas and start trying to change the government. This problem is going to continue, where they are going to try to ban ways that you can save money. They don't want you coming out of the European currency. They don't want you coming out of the United States dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Mexican peso. They do not want you to come out of that ecosystem. Because as you come out of that ecosystem and they print more dollars, it has a very fast negative effect. So they've got to stop basically the bank run. And what a bank run is, guys, is what basically, if you have your all your money at a bank, right, and government does something and the currency turns to shit overnight, right, and you try to pull your money out. There are people in Sri Lanka that just found this one out. People in China that just found this out. That the moment that there is a money crisis, they will shut down all bank accounts. Not your cash, not your cash. That's how it is. You put your money into the bank owns it. It is not yours. You are begging your bank to give you back the money that you put in there. You just became a debtor to them. And that means nothing if they declare bankruptcy, because bankruptcy gives the debtors pennies to the dollar. This is going to happen all over the place. We are starting to watch the cookie crumble. That's where owning stuff like gold, silver, Bitcoin, and land is going to save all of us. It's like it's not doom and gloom. You just gotta it's like a chess game. You gotta position yourself in the right position. And if you let yourself stay in the cash, these governments are basically keeping you in cash so that they can print the value out of your pockets. The more cash you hold, the more they can print against the cash you own. If you don't own the cash anymore, the cash, when they go to print it, it drops value 5 times faster with less people holding the cash. Oh yeah, Kunda Bits. All of it. It's like, imagine running a BTC full node on a Flux node, and then good luck finding shutting it down on your own, bro. So you don't need to run a Bitcoin full node on a Flux node. So stay with me on this one. You can run a Bitcoin full node on a Raspberry Pi. And funny thing, that Bitcoin Core wallet, which is a full node, if you didn't know, I'm sure you do. I'm just for other people who didn't know. It natively works with a VPN. I'll say that again. Natively works with a VPN and Tor. It natively works with it. You can sit there and have a node running at all times and never turn it off. It's not a wallet you're going to utilize because it's just there to run the Bitcoin node, and it stays on all the time, right? I want to say something like 2 or 3% of the Bitcoin node network are Raspberry Pis running. That's all it is. They run 24/7. These Bitcoin nodes are scattered throughout the whole world, and their purpose is just to keep the node running. Nothing else. They don't use the wallet. You can mine to it. but it does not accept transactions from a non-Tor Bitcoin node. Non-VPN Bitcoin node. It will not recognize it. So whenever you're looking at the network, you'll see all the nodes, right? And then you'll see that small little portion of nodes that are quote unquote unknown. These unknown Bitcoin wallets, some are OG wallets, some are like really, really ancient wallets that were mined on right along with Satoshi Nakamoto. Some of these are just basically Raspberry Pis just running. So there will always be some node running. And just to top it all off, there are a few Bitcoin full node satellites. So we'll never have to worry about the node structure for Bitcoin ever shutting down unless the government, each government decides to take a rocket and blast out each one of the satellites that were put up there with Bitcoin nodes fully functioning in them at all times. And then you can sit there and you can send Bitcoin transactions over CB radio. It's called a message in a bottle. Look it up. It's kind of cool stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can. There are many, many, many ways of being able to keep the Bitcoin network running, even if governments decide to crack down on it. They're just going to push it underground, and these governments can have fun staying poor when they destroy their economy, and the most wealthiest people turn out to be everybody in crypto. We become winners. What they're doing is they are basically telling people you better get into something. Otherwise, they're picking winners and losers. It is coming. He's like, didn't know that it supported Tor. I do run a BTC with a VPN, but Tor would surely enhance the privacy. Got to check that out. Yeah, good to help you get some knowledge. Yo, that's what I'm all about here. That makes me feel good. I like the idea that I just helped you out. Slapping that knowledge. So yeah, you can run a Bitcoin full node core wallet and have all of your Bitcoin completely 100% anonymous. Boom. Especially if you just mine to it by, you just point one of your miners and solo mine it. If you hit a block, that'll be the most anonymous Bitcoin you've ever seen in your life. For sure, Kundabits, for sure. So I mean, like the European Central Bank, they're having issues with Bitcoin because they know they're in direct competition, and they know they're about to lose. Yo, I'm absolutely happy about this. Fuck their banks. The British pound follows the euro. The pound dollar rate hits its all-time low. It used to be that the euro and the pound traded at a lot higher than what the U.S. currency is. Their currency was stronger than ours. That's about to change. They're about to go under $1. Right now, it's a 1-to-1 exchange. We used to pay a 1.5 to 1. Subsequently, like if you look at any one of these third world countries, some of them, like when I went to Jamaica in like 01, 02, something like that, it was 50 Jamaican dollars to every $1 of US currency. That's how badly Jamaica had already inflated their currency, and this was like 20 years ago. They were already running hot inflation. So I can only imagine that you're probably looking at almost 100 to 1 Jamaican dollars to ours. That's one of the reasons. Like Jamaica should switch over to the Bitcoin standard. This would help them from continuously being screwed over by the U.S. government, because the Jamaican dollar is pegged to the U.S. dollar. And as Jamaica takes out loans, it unpegs it a little bit, and instead of it being a 1-to-1 peg, it changes it to a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 100-to-1. That's when you start going into hyperinflation territory. So I'm sure the government is subsidizing them a little bit because it's a vacation destination. So I'm sure I'm sure Jamaica's getting some subsidies from us. So our tax dollars are going to them. Our tax dollars are funding a pointless war because of NATO. It's like all these things are just hitting us. War costs the people money. Fuck the government's politics behind all the war crap, right? It's costing us because they're blowing through billions to fund a pointless war started by the United States with NATO. If the US and NATO back off, Putin will stop. But our gangbanging government over here doesn't care, and they don't care that it is impacting the poorest people of our population here, right at home. They're screwing over our own people. And on top of that, they're going through all the oil reserves. Eventually, the British pound and the euro, the ruble and the yuan are going to go into a hyperinflation territory. We are in deficit spending like the world has never seen before. And they basically got to make it illegal for each one of its citizens to utilize anything outside of their own currency. So anything that's a competition right now, I'm guaranteeing you that they're going to start trying to figure out how they can clamp it out. But at the same time, they can only do so much because the billionaire investors are going to be using that stuff as safe havens. So it'll be interesting times to see what's going to happen moving forward with all of this. And it's like I'm thinking probably by next week we will start seeing the pound sterling, which is the UK British pound. So it's called the pound sterling for people who didn't know. But this is let me move my little screen is in the way. Let's do that. Hold on here. Let me make it shrinketh me down a little bit. So if you see right here, just straight up here, that looks like a crypto chart, bro. That's the pound sterling's drop from the US dollar. So it used to trade at $1.35 for every pound sterling would get them $1.35 from us. Now they're damn near at a 1-to-1, a 20% drop. This is the tip of the iceberg, guys. We have hit the iceberg, and the Titanic is taking in water. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to take an air pump and blow air down into it to hope to keep the water out. It's not gonna work anymore. They're in deep water, and they know it. I think the economists that are working for each one of these governments are going, we fucked up bad. This is bad. We don't even know how to come back from it. We were past the event horizon. This is what happens when you start off an economic recession by a global shutdown. Because you can't just shut it down and turn it right back on and think that, production's just going to come back. Oh, no. So I think that we're starting to see by the end of next year, we're going to wish we were back at this point. I see us going into another Great Depression. It seems to be a 1920s thing that we go into a Great Depression. And we kind of did the same thing that they did during the Great Depression. And like in 1921, we had a mini depression. It was actually worse of a depression than the 1929 Great Depression. The only thing that was great about the Great Depression is it took 10, 11 years to recover from it. Where in 1921, the depression that nobody speaks of took 1 year to recover. You want to know why it only took 1 year to recover, guys? Only 1 year? Because the government did not manipulate. The government did not respond by printing money. The government allowed the market to correct itself. In 1921, if there was 5 businesses making the same product, only 2 would survive. Because the other 3 out of the 5 were inefficient old businesses that refused to update, while the other 2 that were surviving, or the last one that survived, was the most efficient business in its industry. And instead of letting that happen once again and let the market clear itself of inefficiencies, they pumped money into it in 1921, and we did not recover from it until 1942-ish, I want to say, where people started having significant savings again. 1929, people's savings were wiped out. And we are gearing up to do the same thing. I mean, the last couple of years, we've printed up more money than it took to fund World War I and World War II, combined it with the stock market crash. So 3 cataclysmic events, we've already printed more money. There's nothing left on the table that our government can do other than let the market correct itself, which that's going to be some hellicious pain. You can't kick the can down the road for 40 years and think that when it happens, you're going to do a soft landing. There is no soft landing. When this inflation genie really gets out of the bottle, it's going to be a market crash just like this. It's going to look just like that right there, where it's just an elevator going down. People's savings are wiped out. Banks go out of business. But us awesome people here, and it's the reason why I do this show, is I'm trying to get that information for you so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. That's what this segment, what I'm trying to bring in on the Wednesdays, is this is the information you need to know of, okay, should I invest a little bit more? Should I invest a little bit less? Is now the timing for it? It kind of depends on the information you have and what your risk tolerance is to yourself and for your family. For me and myself, you guys see what I'm doing. I'm building. I'm trying to make sure that what's about to happen does not affect me and my family, Mikkel and his family, and any of you awesome hashers out there that decide to mine with us too. I'm going to try to make sure that we all sit there and are in the best place possible. That's my goal. It's like, I don't care if I've got to run 0 profit in order to make sure you guys are taken care of. As long as the facility bills are all paid for, I'll take no paycheck to make sure you guys are taken care of. That is my guarantee and my promise to you guys. I'm going to make sure that you guys, your rigs are good. I'm going to make sure that my business partner with his family, because he's got kids, he's got chitlins. I've got a lot of people that are counting on me, and I need to deliver by any means necessary. So, I mean, I'm not going to do anything illegal or anything that any means necessary. But, anything within my legal powers, I am going to go down every avenue to make sure that this business succeeds, because everybody that's going to be involved, it's why we call it the family mine. I look at everybody that gets involved, you're all family to me. I've got to make sure you and your family, if you mine with us, I got to make sure you and your family are good with your rigs being there. So that's just how I look at everything. It's like Dave the rave. All currencies will follow the central bank's digital currency can come in. All they need is currency to be on par with the dollar. They can sit there. I agree with that, Dave. That's actually a really good point. So the digital currency will phase out the physical cash. So that'll be like them updating what cash is. Problem is you will never see how much the true circulation of the digital currency is after that. There will be no way to verify. You have to trust them that one digital central bank digital token is $1. You have to trust that it is $1. You can't verify supply. They can have a bazillion times the supply of central bank digital coins, and because they say it's $1, it has to be $1 then. How badly does that fuck up the system? Because there's no way to track and trace economic value. So I see issues with the digital tokens coming out of each central bank. I don't know how they're. I mean, not saying that it can't be pulled off. I don't know how they can do that and keep the people's trust, because yeah, we'll have to say, we'll have to see how that really comes out in the long term. It's like, not saying that they can't do it, but man, I think that would lose consumer confidence in the dollars if they switched over to that, especially with the older people, like my grandparents. They won't touch this stuff. They don't even have a computer. How are they gonna sit there and touch cryptocurrency in any way, shape, or form? They have to operate on gold and silver then. It's like Kundabits, and the EU supported the heck out of less efficient businesses. Yep. So that they can just prolong the life. Yeah. Take, for instance, Boeing, right? Boeing. They bailed out Boeing. Boeing is a zombie corporation. GE Capital, GE Electric, all the GE branding is all under the same company. We have been subsidizing GE since the mid 80s. So almost 40 years of subsidization for GE. We just bailed the hell out of Boeing and all of them, these zombie corporations. And they basically lied to the government saying, oh, we'll just have to declare bankruptcy and fire everybody. And that's so far from the truth, it's unbelievable. When a company goes, a company can't just go, I'm going out of business, I'm gonna shut my doors down. It doesn't go like that. They'll have to declare bankruptcy. And what's really nice about bankruptcy is it gets rid of the CEOs out of that, the board members out of Boeing. And that's what they didn't want. They didn't want to lose their job because they declared bankruptcy, and that's what would have happened. Somebody would have bought Boeing for a lot less than the evaluation, and it would have had new owners, new people with new ideas coming in. But no, we had the government step in there because the board members of Boeing didn't like the offer that the bankruptcy proceedings would have given them. So they found the sucker in the room, which was the U.S. government, and they printed them billions, while gave out little $1,200 shut the fuck up checks to everybody else in the country, and some scandalous paycheck protection loans to all the other corporations too. There was so much fraudulent stuff that happened right at the beginning of the pandemic with how they rolled out the relief on everything. It is unreal. And this is nothing that I'm going to sit there and say any president had anything to do with. This was not a presidential issue. This was the Senate and the House of our government doing that. This had nothing to do with any president. The Senate and the House voted on this stuff to make it happen. All the president did was sign off on it. Who's going to sit there and say, I'm not going to sign off to help people? But that help came with a price that we're now paying. And we're going to pay for it in a way that that makes 1929 look like a walk in a park. It's like full-on hand-to-mouth society with an added measure of dangle the carrot to keep us fully compliant. Perfectly said, Dave. Perfectly said. like Duquan makes them criminals. Yeah, Duquan does the same thing, and he's a criminal. He's now wanted by, like, what is it, 157 countries or something like that? I don't even know. Duquan's going down. He's on that man is screwed. He is internationally screwed. Kundabit. He's like, and that's how big corporates survive. 100%. 100%. They don't call it Congress for nothing. That is true. That is true. That's why I call our government nothing but criminal gangbangers. That's just how I look at it. They are basically running it very loose and recklessly. During economic booms, they can have all these bullshit policies out. It's a nominal event if they do certain things. But when the market shits itself because you turned off the market, basically, you now have to run the ship mean and lean. You cannot do deficit spending when you're supposed to be lean and mean. Now we're lean and we're running we're running deficits in a bear market, thinking that we can still bail out corporations. This is disaster just waiting to happen. And our gangbanging governments are trying to lie to the people that everything's okay. The house is on fire, but everything's okay, guys. It's okay. It's just a small little fire. It's all on fire. That's perspective. You see, I only see the flame over here, so it's really small. That's what they're basically saying. The fire is behind them, and they're looking at this garbage can that's on fire over here, and they're like, "Oh no, that's a little fire. It's nothing." Rest of the house is on fire. That person's about to get burnt up in an economical landslide, but he's focusing in on the garbage can of shit bonds that are on fire. Yeah. It's like too big to fail is just sickening to listen to. Hate that phrase. They're not too big to fail. It's just when it fails, it's gonna economically hurt everyone. It's almost like they're trying to prime that powder keg for the economic reset. So guys, be careful with all of this going forward. Make sure that you guys are all positioned in the right places. It's like, I mean, hell, I've never been like one of those prepper people, but shit, dude, even having a bug out bag might be handy in whatever country you may reside in. You might need a bug out bag. I'm just saying. With that being said, guys, it's not all doom and gloom, though. This will be positive for that busy Bitcoin, gold, silver, and land. So all of you smart hashers out there that have been stacking sats and hodling are going to be winners. We are going to be watching the biggest wealth transfer the world has ever seen, and we get front row seats to this happening. Front row seats. This is something that hasn't happened in almost 100 years. Is a great transfer of wealth. Now, these governments are going to try to stop it. These rich oligarchs are going to try to stop it because they know that if they don't stop it, it has a big potential of making them poor. So if you're worried about a few rich people losing their shirts off, then follow your government. But if you're like the rest of us that like freedom and being left the fuck alone, we're going to be into Bitcoin, gold, silver, and land. And yeah, we'll be able to dictate our own paths. Moving forward. And that's pretty much what I want to make sure you guys are in alignment on. Not so much you need to, we're going to have World War III, it's going to be a nuclear fallout. Beyond, a world-ending event, I think we just need to position ourselves in a way that dealing with the governments won't hurt us so bad. That's what I really like to see. It's like, call me tinfoil Mad Hatter, but I have my bug out bag for years, stacking food supplies and so on. Not frantically, but still stacking. beets, rice, as well as those delicious BTCs. That's what's up, man. You get a gold sticker for that one. Being prepared is not going to be something that you're going to get made fun of very soon here. With that being said, guys, definitely smash that Lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, especially if you made it this far. Thank you, everybody that has been hanging out here while I have been kind of speaking my mind, getting you that awesome information out there. So if you guys got any comments or questions after I end the video, certainly drop the comments and questions down below. I answer them all. I'll at least respond with a thumbs up to your stuff that I liked it. I'm just saying. Yeah, definitely if you got any kind of comments or questions, whether it's economic stuff, you want to continue the conversation. If you really want to continue the conversation, check out the links down below. I've got a Discord down there to the family mine. Join it. It's free. If you'd like to keep this conversation going, learn a little bit more, I'd love to have all of you be part of the community. So the best way to do it is the Discord, which is free. No paywall on there. And if you guys would like to support the channel a little bit, check out the Patreon, links down below. And don't forget that you want to get into the Patreon pseudo-hasher tier if you'd like to have your rigs hosted at the facility with all the perks. And those perks will end soon. It's coming soon. So those that are in, they know. If you know, you know. And there is a nice perk that goes along with being a pseudo-hasher. So, yeah, with that being said, definitely drop the FAs in the Chizity chat. No problem, Fudweiser. Not thank you. It's like, yeah, thank you, Kunda Boots. So, FA, the Chizity chat, guys. With that being said, peace out, and of course, stay savage. Yo!